Now you put on this performance. Where do you think you are, and what are you looking at?
I mean, I think it's an easy question. I think everybody wants to see me against Canelo, right? So,
and you can't get into Canelo's mind, but what do you think his assessment would be after seeing you fight tonight?
I don't know. I don't really care what his assessment is, but you know they keep putting these contenders in front of me. You know, my last fight was a WBC title eliminator. That's why I'm here holding my belts. You know, they need to give me the opportunity. You know, I'll go through anybody, whoever they want me to go through. The big Charlo want to get it too.
So Charlo would be the alternative?
He don't want to get in the ring with me because he's a pussy. That's why.
Oh man, excuse me. What's up? The Vampire Street. Make sure y'all come in and smash the like button. Ooh. Oh my gosh, my allergies going crazy. We back. Shout out to Prince Savage. Let's get it. Okay. Okay. We gonna get it. Hey, what does the audio sound like on a scale of 0 to 10? You know, I'm working on some different stuff. Yo, testing 1, 2, 3. Me. What do we sound like on a scale of 0 to 10? How is the audio sounding? Let me know how we sound in the audio so we can move on. 0 to 10, testing. Ryan Garcia. He's at it again. Oh man, my allergies. Hold on, let me turn the soundtracks down. Yeah. Testing 1, 2, 3. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. How are we sounding on a scale of 0 to 10? Let me know how we sound. Ego Durden is back. I want you to hit me as hard as you can. Let Ego Durden know how the sound is sounding. Shout out to Q Ruffin, Ego's Army, salute. He was the very first person up in here. Let's see what he said. Ryan got Oscar De La Hoya sweating out all that coke right. Oh, wow. He said De La Hoya going through withdrawals because Ryan. Wow. My boy Kamal Oz. An Eagles Army salute. He said, hey, Kamal be showing no mercy. It's so funny. Okay, hold on. Let me read this. Let me get the laughter out. Okay. I had to get the laughter out. Okay. Kamal Oz says, let's get it. The walls are closing in on Bill and Devin Haney. They said Devin is the new face of boxing. Oh, wow. Kamal just taking it all the way there. They said the Mayweather era is over. Now they're fighting under Golden Boy promote. Oh, my gosh. Y'all done set Kamal Oz off. Prince Savage, that's my man. Bompton, salute. Sports Hulk, what's up? Leonard, hold on. What does it say? Leonard Ellerby said all these dudes that say they're big, like Takeover T.O. We got J-Lo. Yeah, we got J-Lo. Shakur, etc. aren't all that popular, big money. People disrespected him for telling the truth. Listen, say what you want. Leonard Ellerby is on point. Like, okay, here's the thing. Let's just start here. 2024 is going to be bad for a lot of people in boxing. Book it. It's going to be bad because just all the little BS and fake narratives and clickbait, you'll see. You'll see what happens. It's dead for all that. It's dead for all that. Because, like, first of all, boxing is my sport. That's for starters. So, in boxing, you got people who are claiming to be fans of the sport of boxing. But if you look at how they conduct themselves, you wouldn't even be able to tell that they like boxing. You got media, writers, deadline writers right now who have websites or whatever the case is. And you can't even tell they like the sport. Content creators on YouTube, you can't even tell they like boxing. Like, yeah, the genre is boxing, but they never, everything is like negative and drama and, you know what I'm saying? Like, we got to clean up these boxing streets. And for real, I blame you. Yes, you at home. I'm blaming you because it's going to take the boxing fans to get with the times and start silencing the noise. Like, my thing is, boxing is like the Wild Wild West. I have never in life seen people who are so bad at their job continue to have a job. It's that simple. Only in boxing do you see this. And this goes from content creators to people who write boxing to judges. You know, some of these judges, they put scorecards out, right? They put scorecards out and they're just horrendous. They're just terrible scorecards. But every other fight, every other big fight, they get it. How you get that? Like, how does boxing is like a cat with 9 lives. How does boxing give people so many chances, right? And then, like my man Kamal Oz said regarding Leonard Ellerby, this man been involved with the biggest fights in boxing history. It's not my opinion. That's facts. I don't care unless you have more fights under your belt, like you were a part of it. You played some part in these historic fights. Then I'm not listening to what you say over a person like Leonard Ellerby who knows the business. It's that simple. No matter who it is. The man has been involved and had a hand in the biggest boxing events ever. And the same goes for Al Heyman. Al Heyman's had a hand, or like not had a hand, he put on the biggest fights. But somehow, some way, every other promoter gets a chance. Every other, promoter people seem to like, but hate Al Heyman and, say he's the cancer and all this weirdo stuff. It's stupid. Kamal Oz says Tank and PBC fights don't have unenforced errors and chaos. Venues move, conflicting messaging. Let me put you on the screen. Fighting under the control of a rival promoter. The most dangerous thing is a camera and a microphone. Kamal, he's dead on the money. And I've said it, Kamal's saying it, it's the reality. Like this Devin Haney fight, I want to see it. Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia. Now, the reality is this. Devin Haney is a terrific fighter. He's carving his path. Ryan Garcia, I told you, I like what he's doing. He's growing on me. First I was like, nah, Ryan Garcia was a little bit rough because he was doing some certain things like pulling out of fights, stuff like that. But I kind of have grown to understand a little bit more about Ryan Garcia and see how he moves and stuff. So I like him. You know what I mean? But at the same time, there's a lot in boxing that's cap. There's a lot of boxing that's fake, and people aren't being realistic. Now, I'm not mad if you are a fan of Ryan or a fan of Devin Haney, but the reality is boxing has extremist fans and people who are media, and they have extreme bias when it comes to fighters or content creators or whatever the case is. You know what I mean? And that's what you're seeing, to the point where it's just no holds bars, Wild Wild West stuff. Is Ryan pulling out? I mean, I'm not Ryan, so I can't tell you his next move. But the thing is, Ryan Garcia, Ryan Garcia has a problem with the location. I remember when B-Hop told Ryan boxing will call his bluff. Yeah, I mean, he said that last fight. But I'm actually a little bit interested in Ryan Garcia's side. Like, see, this is the problem with Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia has the boy who cried wolf, attached to his name. The location doesn't matter if you really want to fight. That's cap. See, I don't know what you guys are talking about, but that you don't know boxing to say that. The location doesn't matter if you really want to fight. You have to understand these are multi-million-dollar fights that people are putting together. This is not a high school fight where Tony and Jerome is meeting at the park and fighting. What are you talking about? Location doesn't matter. Location, every major aspect matters, right? So let's say Canelo fights David Benavidez. Bro, Stephen X, you don't know about boxing. Sit there and listen. You don't know. So hypothetically, your claim is location doesn't matter. And I'm going to show you that you don't know that you're talking about and typing. So hypothetically, let's say Canelo were to fight David Benavidez. Would Canelo Alvarez fight David Benavidez, who's already a threat, who's already taller than him, who's already younger than him, in Arizona? Since you know so much, watch how I do him. He easy work. Since you know so much, with all the hesitation we've seen from Team Canelo, would he fight against Benavidez in Arizona, where Benavidez is from? Since location doesn't matter. Because best believe Arizona is a big region, so they have nice venues. The Phoenix Suns play out there. They have plenty of regions where they can host that fight if boxing wanted to, right? So it's not really about the economy, or the people of Arizona wouldn't come out for a fight. Like, man, an opportunity. Arizona has a lot of Hispanic and Mexican blood. So imagine seeing Canelo versus Benavidez. I mean, it would sell out. So you mean to tell me, using your logic, that Canelo... Okay, he says Mexicans will come out heavy in Arizona. The Mexicans travel wherever Canelo fights. But you're not answering the question. You told me that location doesn't matter. I asked you a direct question. See, y'all, this is the problem. Notice your boy Ego, I'm very direct. I'm asking you a direct question, but you're not giving me a direct answer. You see how this works? Steven X, you about to get X'd out for real. You said location does not matter. And I'm showing you when it's a big fight and $1 million plus fight, it does matter. Location doesn't matter in relation to the fighter's mindset. Yet again, you keep proving that you don't know what you're talking about. Terrence Crawford, is he a beast? Yes or no? Is Crawford a fighter? So no matter how much you kick and scream, you cannot defeat me. It must suck to wake up and feel like when you put your shoes on and when you put your socks on, you knew more about boxing than Boxing Ego. And then all for it to end like this. Okay, so you just confirmed that Crawford has the mentality of a true fighter, right? He says, yes, he is. So you don't think there's any woe in Crawford when it comes to fight. He's a pugilist. He's a fighter. We all know that. Tell me why, using your logic, location doesn't matter. Why did Crawford say he would not fight Errol Spence in Texas on the Sean Porter podcast then? So he has the mind. You know you done ucked up. Kamal Oz, he knows he done ucked up. You said location doesn't matter. You confirmed what we already knew, that Crawford's a dog and Crawford's a dope fighter, knows how to fight, and has the fighter mindset. Like, at best, he's not on no Ryan Garcia stuff. But then Crawford, just last year, before the Errol Spence fight was made, was on Sean Porter's podcast, and he says he would do the fight with Errol in Vegas, but he wouldn't do it in Texas. Why did he say that then? Why did he say that, Mr. Location doesn't matter? Hey, I told you, these dudes, they not like me. I don't care if you like me, these dudes ain't like me. I have the clip where Crawford said to Sean Porter, because he wanted to be under the... Get him out of here. Get your Simple Simon. Get him out of my chat. Remove him. Bro, he said because he wanted to be under the big lights. So Texas ain't big lights. AT&T Stadium is bigger than any stadium in Las Vegas. You know nothing. Hey, bro, that was some easy work. Bro, he said listen, I've been to every venue for boxing in Vegas, T-Mobile Arena. I've been to, except for the Sphere. Because I wasn't traveling, when the Sphere was built. But outside of the Sphere, I've been to all of them, right? And I've been to the AT&T Stadium and covered a fight. AT&T Stadium in Arlington is bigger than any stadium in Vegas. I've been to MGM, Mandalay Bay, T-Mobile, all of that. I've been to all of them. So he said he wanted to be under the bright lights, like Jerry's World. Dallas Cowboys is supposed to be America's team. That place holds like 100K. And he said the lights wasn't big enough in Texas. Man, shut your simple sup. Let me get to Kamal Oz. Let me get to this money. I handle the easy work. Now let me get to this money. PBC opened up the Barclays. Fact. Broner, Danny Garcia, Keith Thurman, and Tank did big numbers there. They sold a lot of tickets. Bill said it's Haney's error. If the pay-per-view buys and many tickets are comped, it will be easy to verify because the numbers don't lie. Facts. Shout out to Prince Savage. He said he couldn't wait to catch this body. KO for Ego with the quick stoppage. See, and then it be fools like that. They be like, oh, Ego, all he do is block people. If you disagree, he block you. Bro, I block you when you talking crazy and you try to tell me I'm wrong, and then I prove you wrong, and then you get bodied. That's when you get blocked. You don't get blocked just cause. we on the East Coast are excited for this fight. Bro, who the are you? You speak for the whole East Coast? What, you the Wu-Tang Clan? Bro, oh my gosh, these dudes are so irritating. He says we on the East Coast are excited for the fight. Like he the Wu-Tang Clan and he represent the whole East Coast. What are you talking about, bro? Jalen James. Well, how you gonna just... So when Biggie and Pac was beefing, you was just in the front line and ready to take a bullet for the East Coast. Man, who are you, bro? Yeah, he act like he the Wu-Tang Clan. Cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money. Dollar bills, y'all. Yeah, he on some protect your neck. What are you talking about? Like, we the East Coast. Like it was the race delegation. We the blacks who want to trade Orlando Brown and O.J. Simpson. Like, what are you talking about? We the East. Like he speak for the whole East Coast, and we don't even know who he is. You know, you never even seen this man's name ever again. Listen, I try to tell you I'm the best in the business, and then I showed you. Devin versus Ryan is a good... He said we the people. Shout out to... Yeah, 7 years ago, we the people, we chosen Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia for the East Coast. Bro, these dudes is weirdos. Y'all want me to be wrong that bad where y'all just start saying stupid stuff. Listen, Ryan and Devin is a good fight. Listen to me. It's a good fight. I had no problem with the fight. But like I said before, the fight is a West Coast fight. So Ryan actually has a point. It does make sense. It does smell like ish, doesn't it? It does make sense to have that fight on the West Coast. Listen, y'all trying to start an East Coast, West Coast beef. I got mad love in the East Coast. They know me in the East Coast. I get love everywhere I go, from coast to coast. Everywhere. This ain't Snoop Dogg and Dog Pound crushing the buildings. Right? Certain fights fit better with certain fight. Like, if you go to a restaurant, right? And you are going to get some steak. They're going to be able to tell you, you know, a good hostess, they'll tell you what is a good wine that pairs well with what you're ordering, be it the seafood, the pasta, the steak, right? In my honest opinion, Devin and Ryan makes more sense on the West Coast. Why wouldn't it? Devin, born in the Bay Area, second home, Henderson, Nevada, or Vegas, or whatever we're calling it, Nevada, West Coast, and Ryan's from Victorville, which is SoCal. How doesn't that make more sense to put it in LA or Vegas? That's it. And I said that from the beginning, and it's so funny because you have a lot of yes men, and when the fight was moved, only your boy Ego made that comment. Only your boy Ego was like, hey, you know, that's cool that the New York finally got a fight, but it does make sense. I liked it better in Vegas. And I'm not just saying it because I'm on the West Coast. It actually makes sense. It actually makes sense. Like, if you're going to put Miguel Cotto in a fight, you might want to consider Puerto Rico. Like, he Puerto Rican. You know what I mean? Like, it's just kind of common sense. You don't like, oh, I'm a send him to Mexico. He's not Mexican. So, yeah, if it's Cotto, it kind of makes sense. New York, maybe. It's Cotto. That's his second home is New York. or send him to the island, Puerto Rico. These things aren't hard to decipher, but people, because it got changed, now, like, see, and this is the funny thing about boxing. No one really seen that move coming. I ain't see one person before De La Hoya tweeted that the fight was taking place at the Barclay. No one said that fight belongs in the Barclay until it was actually announced for the Barclay Center. You see how that works? Do you see how that works? If the Barclay Center in New York was such a great location for that specific fight, how come nobody mentioned it until it was actually mentioned? That don't make sense to me. They say I talk a little fast. If you listen real fast, I ain't got to slow down for you to catch up. If you love the location being New York, how come nobody made any videos? How come nobody made any live streams? Nobody made any post, any tweets on X saying, man, why is, because everyone was under the impression Haney versus Garcia was in Vegas. No one had a problem with it. There was not, unless you could show me a post-dated text or a post-dated tweet or a section, a timestamp of a video where anybody prior to De La Hoya switching the location publicly, where anyone called for that fight, like, you know what? They should have put that fight on the East Coast. But again, a lot of y'all are yes men, so you go with the flow. Your boy Ego, I'm not going with the flow when I'm a man and I have my own opinion on certain things. I'm not just gonna, like, I think it's a better fight on the West Coast. Doesn't mean it's not a good fight. Doesn't mean the Barclays is not a good venue, because it absolutely is. I seen Wilder knock people out at the Barclay. I seen Danny Garcia and Sean Porter, I believe, at the Barclay. You know what I'm saying? So it's a good venue. But again, two West Coast people, seems like it makes more sense there. Kamal Oz, $10. Kamal finna body y'all, I already know. It says, from the clearly staged WWE-like confrontation on Super Bowl weekend to Ryan Garcia's messaging on the location snafu and uncertainty, I predict pay-per-view buys will be less than 1/5 of Tank versus Ryan. Wow, uncontrolled chaos. Now, I do agree with, shout out to my man, I agree with him on the uncontrolled chaos. Oh my gosh! Shout out to James. Shout out to Kamal Oz. It's looking like French's mustard with another $10 super chat. My man Jameson Childress, he says facts. You wouldn't put Mike Tyson versus Shannon Briggs in a hypothetical fight in Chicago. You would just put it in New York. Boom, rock-a-bye, baby. Now we have back-to-back super chats from Ego's Army with great commentary. It's okay in boxing to tell the truth. I made a whole career in boxing by telling the truth. Listen to what he said. Facts. You wouldn't put Mike Tyson, Brownsville, Catskill, wherever he from, Brooklyn, Shannon Briggs, Brooklyn, Brownsville, never ran, never will. You wouldn't really put that in Chicago. It seemed like the obvious choice. But in boxing, sometimes weird things happen where the obvious choice ain't the obvious choice. Period. Like, Top Rank gets this too. Top Rank, okay, when they have Oscar Valdez, they putting him in Arizona. That's the market. That make more sense for him. If Oscar Valdez, like, not like Shakur Stevenson, that's maybe a bigger fight. So maybe that moves to West Coast, Vegas. But if you have Valdez just lost his last fight to Navarrete and you're bringing him back, which they are, then guess what? They put him in Arizona where he's from. That kind of makes sense. Ryan just mad because the Dominicans and Puerto Ricans not going to ride with him like Mexicans out west. Doesn't matter either way. Haney will beat that ass. I don't even think it's about that, though. That's just me personally. I really, listen, the issue with Ryan, the big issue with Ryan is the boy who cried wolf. He's pulled out of fights before. Ryan Garcia has like pump faked with fights. So now people kind of look at it and they're like, you know what I mean? They don't know what to believe from Ryan, like, because he has pulled out. And that's on him. That's what happened. And see, this is happening. I promise you, this is going to happen to people in boxing. Their credibility is like a chip in the windshield. At first, it starts off as a little crack. But then that little crack grows and grows and grows. You don't take care of that windshield, the windshield will shatter. That's going to happen to a lot of people in boxing. There's a lot of people in boxing, and people rely on their opinion of boxing. And slowly but surely, that windshield, it keeps cracking. Do a fight prediction, get it wrong. Put out some information, get it wrong. Put out some more information, get it wrong. Hate on this fighter, and then get it wrong. All those things add up. So eventually, people will grow tired of being lied to, you know? So that's just the reality of it in boxing. So you'll see. In 2024, it's going to be ugly. I promise it's going to get real ugly for a lot of people in boxing, because telling the truth, there's no substitute for that. Just keeping it real and being honest. It's okay if Boxing Ego doesn't prefer the East Coast for a particular fight. I didn't say nothing bad about New York. I didn't say nothing bad about the East Coast. I'm saying that specific fight makes more sense on the West Coast, and I'm entitled to do that, and ain't nobody gonna do nothing. Just like my man Jameson said, if you had Mike Tyson and Shannon Briggs and they were hypothetically gonna fight, yeah, you probably put that at the Barclays Center. Just kind of fits. Look at Mike Tyson. You're gonna put Mike Tyson in Idaho. He's the Idaho. I want to fight. I want to fight Shannon Briggs. I want to fight him in Idaho. Like, it doesn't even make sense. You gonna put my boy Tyson in Idaho. I can't wait to chomp on Shannon Briggs. I wish some of y'all had children before I could stomp on their testicle. I want to fight Idaho. Like, it doesn't even sound right. You put Tyson, like, even when he fought Lennox Lewis, they fought in Connecticut, or I forgot. They fought somewhere. They fought in like Memphis or somewhere. I don't even know. I don't know. But that, I ain't gonna talk about no older fight like that. I'm talking about a modern boxing. So anyway, y'all, some dude said something about Ricans and I don't know, Italians or something. I don't think that's what Ryan's tripping off of. I think this is a big fight, and Ryan tripping off that money. He tripping off that money like New York got crazy taxes. New York got crazy taxes. That's what I think his issue is. I don't think he's mad at whatever you said, Italian. You said some Italians and Ricans and Dominicans ain't there to back him and all that. I don't think it has nothing to do with that. I think Ryan, he has that Lupe Valencia, and he probably got somebody in his ear like, yo, you're not gonna make as much money in New York for this fight. I think it's about his bag. I don't think it had nothing to do with this again. You can trust me, who's been in the game. You can say, oh, I'm full of it. I don't care. I get paid the same. It don't matter. You can hate me, love me. It's not gonna stop me from doing the job that I'm doing. I promise you that. But I don't think it's about like, oh, he fears Devin and he gonna pull out and all that type of stuff. He fought the man 6 times. See, boxing has a lot of inflated like bullshit. Like, everybody's not afraid. And see, like, boxing is a mirror. Boxing's a mirror. People can't fathom the heart of certain fighters because they ain't got the heart. They ain't got the heart to fight. They ain't got the heart to keep going with a cut or a nosebleed or whatever. So that's why when it comes to certain situations, they're over dramatic and they just think everything's cherry picking or fear. There's a whole business that goes on behind things. I don't think, like, listen to what I'm saying. Ryan Garcia fought Devin 6 times for free. Devin fought Ryan 6 times for free. I don't think they're afraid to mix it up for crazy millions of dollars when they fought 6 times for the low for free. I think the venues in New York make concessions due to the taxes. I agree it should be in Vegas, though. Bro, I think it's them taxes. I think it's just New York in general. That's what he's not feeling. Now, I don't know why they chose New York and then went public with New York and then Ryan saying something else. I don't know, because that looks bad. That looks bad. Hold on. Kamal Oz got something to say. Let the boy cook. Kamal says Ryan Garcia wants to maximize his profit margin in this fight, and staging this at the Barclays in Brooklyn does not accomplish that at all, Ego. That's what I'm saying. Like, you have to understand, again, listen to me, listen to whoever you want. Vegas is different. New York is an amazing place. You know, Chicago, Atlanta, all these are great places. None are like Vegas. Vegas is a tourist capital. They have tourism. Like, you ever wonder why you can get fire food in Las Vegas? Because they have chefs from around the world that go, like, dudes. There's a dude from Koreatown in LA, moved to Vegas, open up a restaurant, or moved from Los Angeles to Vegas, open up a restaurant. You dig? You got people from England that, you know, go to Vegas and open up, like Gordon Ramsay got a kitchen in Vegas. Vegas is different. I'm trying to tell you, bro. Vegas just hosted the Super Bowl. You're idiots. The people who think they know business and they try to prove me wrong and stuff, idiots. They just did a whole Super Bowl, not in New York, but in Vegas. And somebody tell me I'm lying, because my Niners is not like they just weren't in the Super Bowl. Somebody tell me I'm lying and tell me that the 49ers and the KC Chiefs didn't just do a whole Super Bowl this year, 2024, in February, in Vegas. Darren Rainey with some more stupidity. Amazing. Shout out to all the stupid comments that try to prove me wrong. The man says, sell more tickets in NYC. There's a lot of Latin people in my city. Bro, I don't care what you're talking about. I know what I'm talking about, and you don't. You talking about Latin, you know, you can't even spell the word tourist. Like, bro, you all over the place. Bro, see, oh, you did spell tourist right. You put all caps. It looked crazy, bro. Man, take them caps off, bro. Here's the thing. Eddie Hearn pulled this trick on y'all a long time ago with Anthony Joshua. They kept making it like, oh, Anthony Joshua and Povetkin is sold out in 5 minutes and all this type of stuff. And remember, like, Joshua would do these fights like Carlos Takam, right? Like, here, just hear me out. Hear me out. Eddie Hearn would put on a fight like Anthony Joshua versus Carlos Takam, and he would put it in like Cardiff or something, Principality Stadium, right? And he's like, yeah, mate, we got it sold out in minutes. 1 more week, mate, right? And then you would see these articles, and it'd be like 66,000 people went to Joshua versus Carlos Takam. Carlos Takam, right? 60, 70, 80,000, whatever. Wilder fights Tyson Fury, another heavyweight fight, part 2 and 3 in Vegas with less people. And guess what? With far fewer people, that fight sold more. Wilder Fury 2 and Wilder Fury 3 outsold Joshua Takam with a fraction of the audience. So once again, Darren, you guys don't know what you're talking about. I understand everybody wants to talk the boxing ego. Everybody wants an opinion. See, this is what's dangerous about the internet. Anybody can get on the mic. Anybody can type an opinion, but you can't correct me with something that's wrong. Joshua fighting Povetkin and all this Takam and stuff. Yeah, 50,000, 60, 70,000 people, but it's 70,000 British teeth, and they pay like £1. £1, mate. £1 for some tickets is not the same as Floyd and Conor McGregor having 16, 17,000 in Vegas and then selling. Okay, so for example, these dudes are really like slow. Like, I don't know. I'm starting to blame the school systems. Something's wrong with some of y'all. Name a New York fight. A fight. Okay, since I don't know what I'm talking about, according to these fools, these buffoons, name a New York fight that outsold live gate-wise Mayweather-McGregor. That happened in Vegas. I went. Okay. Very simple question. And I know you can't do it because you a bum. I'm going to say it again. Name any boxing fight ever that took place in New York from 1901 to 1991 to 2000s. It took place somewhere in New York. Like Roy Jones, remember he fought at the Radio City Music Hall? David Telasco, I think it was that fight. Any of them fights that made more money than Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather in Vegas. Where the Brainiacs at now? Where Darren at now? Y'all want me to be wrong. Where he at? Where is Darren? Where is Darren and all these other dudes? Oh, the Latins in New York and all the Latin Kings or whatever he was talking about. Name any boxing fight in boxing history that outsold Mayweather McGregor. So let me get this straight. You don't think there's Irish people in New York? That's not true, because when Conor McGregor, he walked out Mick Conlon on St. Paddy's Day, and I was there. It was a top-ranked card, and they fought Mick Conlon when he first turned pro. He had Conor walk him out, and this was on St. Patrick's Day weekend, and there were hella Irish people. So why didn't they put Mayweather McGregor in New York? They did in Vegas, though. Why they put Canelo Triple G 1 and 2? I don't even know about the third one. I think the third one, too. Like Canelo, somebody looked that up. I know I was at the first one. Canelo Triple G 1 and 2 for sure was in Vegas. Okay. I'm pretty sure the third one, why didn't they put it in New York? If New York is the hot spot, then how come none of the hot spot got any of the fights that are breaking these gates? Ryan and Tank fought in Vegas. Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford fought in Vegas. Manny Pacquiao got himself knocked out by Marquez in the fourth fight. Where was that? Oh, yeah, in Vegas at the MGM. Broner versus Pacquiao, I was at that fight. That was in Vegas. Mayweather De La Hoya, oh, that was in Vegas. Sergio Martinez versus Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., oh, that was in Vegas. So where y'all at? Telling me I don't know what I'm talking about. Why are the fights that are on live gate, like Dustin Poirier and Conor McGregor, all these fights that did crazy live gates and stuff? Conor McGregor, where was Conor McGregor and Jose Aldo, excuse me. I'm going to look it up. I had to be in Vegas. Conor McGregor, Jose Aldo location. Oh my God. Look what I see. Now, I didn't want to do this, but y'all made me. Hold on. That's what I'm saying. It's a bunch of idiots that think I'm going to be wrong. Aldo versus McGregor, UFC 194. MGM Grand, Garden Arena, Las Vegas. I didn't want to have to do this, but y'all made me. That's where the big fights go. Generally speaking, if you have the biggest fight for tax purposes or whatever, that's historically where the big fights go. That's where Usher has a residency. Drake had a residency in Vegas. They didn't have one in New York. So Ryan is making an actual point, bro. The fight probably should have been. Now, I don't know the logistics of the Canelo stuff. Maybe that's why they had to move. Canelo's next fight going to be in Vegas. That's where it's at, bro, for big fights in boxing. Especially if the fight's big enough. Canelo, Cinco de Mayo, they're going to do it in Vegas more often than not. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Look at Darren. He's like, of course, Vegas is the main attraction in sport. Ain't you the same Darren? Do we got two Darrens? Or is that the same Darren that was trying to say, bro, you just said, hey, these dudes are insane. Bro, this is the same Darren that says they can sell more tickets in New York City, but then now he's saying, of course, Vegas is the main attraction in sports. Bro, what? How does that even work? You just argued for something different, and then when I proved you wrong, now you're like, of course, Vegas is the main attraction in sports. We all know that. If we all know that, I'm going to put them on the screen because, bro, these dudes are absolutely insane. They spend all this time trying to convince you, the fans, chat. They try to convince you that I'm wrong. I'm going to find it. Look, he just said they'll sell more tickets in New York City. And now he talking about we all know that after I spent all this time proving him wrong. He was talking about Latins and the Latin Kings and French Montana and all this other stuff. And now he talking about, oh, we all know that. Just look on the screen. I don't know if you've been drinking, Darren. Darren off the yak. He off that bottle. Something. Because that don't make no type of sense. You literally just talked about Haney and Haney and Garcia would have sold more tickets in New York. And then you say, of course, Vegas. We all know that. Whatever. Next. Who next? Like one who next? Bro, these dudes are insane. In the membrane. So anyway, that fight's a West Coast fight. Ryan's right. I said that from the beginning. I believe it. You know, if it happens in New York, then it happens in New York. That's cool. It is what it is. But I'm still standing on that. Vegas would make more sense. I don't even know what the weather's like in New York in April. What's the weather? Because I know the weather in Vegas. That's my second home, baby. What is the weather even like in April 20th in New York? They got great weather? Is it raining? Like, I don't know. I know what to expect. I got friends that live in Vegas right now. What's the weather? Shout out to Richie Rich. I always see you on Twitter, man. You funny at AF. Just came to check out your channel. Yeah, subscribe. Shout out to Richie Rich. Vegas is like the Broadway of boxing. Absolutely. And anybody saying anything else don't know what they're talking about. So anyway, it is what it is. Ryan has a point. It does make sense in the West Coast, specifically Vegas. See, my man, he says it's so at best. It ain't Vegas. That's what I'm saying. Like, you're not going to beat Vegas summer, spring weather. So that's another reason why it makes sense. Like, I don't even know what the Barclay, like Vegas in April, spring and summer, you could probably do an outdoor weigh-in if you need. I don't know about New York doing an outdoor weigh-in. Anywho, so Ryan made a lot of sense when he said that. And I think it's money too. Just let Ryan pick where he wants to get beat. That's the least they can do. That's funny. That's funny. But anyway, Ryan took to social media and he said he don't like the location, basically. Hold on. I'm going to show you specifically. Hey, y'all got to get the likes up. I ain't doing this for my health now. Y'all got to get my likes up. I'm going to show you specifically what Ryan said. Hey, y'all got to smash the like button. Okay, so Ryan said, this is an MGM Vegas fight, doing everything we can to bring this fight to Vegas and giving the fight fans what they deserve. Now, peep this. Look at what he said. The original tweet said, this is an MGM Vegas fight, doing everything we can to bring this to Vegas and giving this fight what it deserves. But peep this. He said it's not happening at the Barclays. Hey, this is terrible, bro. This is all over the place. Do you understand? Bro, read that. He said it's not happening at the Barclays. Bro, Golden Boy, y'all got to get it together. Y'all got to put Ryan on a leash or I don't know what. This is terrible. I have never, ever, bro, explain this to me. All the people who hate Tank, all the people who hate PBC, have you ever seen PBC do that? We got to start redirecting this energy in boxing. The people who constantly have criticisms for PBC and PBC's fighters, they nitpick every little thing, make videos, make 1,000 posts, blah, blah, blah. Have you ever seen PBC have a mega fight? Errol Spence, Crawford, Wilder, Fury, Errol Spence versus Ugas or Danny Garcia, Gervonta versus Leo Santa Cruz, Gervonta Pitbull Cruz, Gervonta Rowley, Ryan Garcia, and then they released a flyer the same day they released a flyer talking about the fight's going to be in New York. Ryan saying it ain't happening at the Barclays Center. Even if it happens at the Barclays Center still, you're still sending a mixed message, which can't be good for boxing fans. I like how you framed that. Shout out to Soaked. That was beautiful. PBC don't slow drip the fight details. Boom. I love how you phrased that. Very direct. See, I'm a direct person, so I like direct conversation. I've never seen PBC do that, bro. So Golden Boy got to step it up. You never worked with Devin Haney before, and in the first time, he's training his butt off. Devin Haney's posting videos. He already looked like he's in great shape. And then on your side, your person, your Golden Boy fighter, Ryan, is kind of causing confusion. That's a horrible look. That's an L. That's an early L for Golden Boy. Because in the reason we gotta be honest with each other is because De La Hoya is constantly berating the PBC. Oh, Al Heyman, he doesn't want to work with anybody, and PBC, they don't do this, and he's always attacking PBC. But you have announced a big fight. People thought it was going to be on the West Coast. Now it's not going to be on the West Coast. It's going to be on the East Coast. Then you put out a flyer saying it's going to be on the East Coast. And then 30 minutes later, Ryan Garcia says, I ain't fighting at the Barclays Center. initially. That's what his initial tweet said. And then, you know, he says, like, this ain't it. I'm going to try to bring the fight back. What do you mean? What do you mean you're going to try to bring it to Vegas? I thought the fight was already done. This is crazy, bro. I've literally legit never seen that. I've seen fighters hold out for more money. I've never seen a fight get announced and literally 20 minutes later, the fighter says the location, he didn't approve it. And then Ryan Garcia took to his social media and said, don't believe it unless I post it. This is highly confusing for any business. Imagine any other business outside of boxing, which is completely ridiculous at this point. Like, let's say McDonald's, and they like buy one sausage McMuffin, get one free, and they have posters for it. And then you drive up to the McDonald's drive-thru, you know, they got the little 2 drive-thrus, and you pull up to one of the lanes and you say, yeah, can I get the 2-for-1 sausage McMuffin for breakfast? I'd like a sausage McMuffin. And then the person at the window is like, man, we ain't doing that. Like, you got a sign that says 2 sausage McMuffins for the price of 1. And he said, nah, I'm not approving that deal. That's what's happening with Golden Boy, bro. They got a poster and signage. Everybody likes signage. You got some signage talking about 2-for-1 sausage McMuffin. And then you pull up to one of 2 drive-through lanes. For whatever reason, McDonald's like to do their 2 drive-through lanes. And then bruh talking about, nah, we ain't doing that. I'm not honoring that. Bro, you got the sign up. What are you talking about? At best, no matter if they honor it, if they don't, it's confusing, which is the point I'm making. You got signage talking about 2-for-1 sausage McMuffin, and then the bruh at the drive-thru saying that that's no good and that's not what's happening. Nah, we ain't offering that. That's what Ryan's doing. Literally came out with a new Golden Boy flyer, and then Golden Boy and DAZN, they posting it. They like New York, and Barclays Center in bold. It is sloppy. Shout out to my man Eric Lopez. It's sloppy. It looks bad. It looks sloppy. So if you were trying to do better numbers than Gervonta Davis, so far you're not on the right path. Like, in my opinion, I told you this fight ain't outselling Gervonta's fight for multitudes of reasons. But being disorganized is definitely one of them. You've never seen this with PBC. If they announce, they announce. If it's Errol Spence Crawford, see, don't get that confused with Errol Spence Crawford negotiations, and then you read on different Twitters or you watch a YouTube video and somebody's saying Crawford pulled out or Crawford agreed or Errol Spence. That's hearsay. I'm talking about being released from PBC. I'm not talking about he said, she said. See, a lot of people are blurring the lines right now in boxing where people are like, hey, I thought this was happening. I thought this was, because there's a lot of rumors and speculation and people aren't identifying it as such. That's completely different. I'm talking about name a time where PBC, their social media team, posted out a flyer and said a fight was finna happen on this date or in this location. And then 30 minutes later, Errol's like, hey, man, damn, I ain't fighting Crawford in Vegas. I'm fighting in Texas. Bro, you'd be like, what? Imagine if PBC, Dave Page, put out a Errol Spence and Crawford flyer. And it's like, oh, catch us in Las Vegas, May 16th or whatever. And then Errol like, hey, man, down. I ain't fighting Vegas. I'm gonna fight in Texas. I'm fighting Texas. Texas on mine, Texas. Definitely. I definitely want to fight in Texas. Like, bro, I'll be like, what is going on? Problem is, PBC don't do that. Golden Boy do. Because it just happened. So I don't know. I don't even know. But I think that's bad. That's just bad business all the way around. Because Ryan Garcia, he's saying this and it's creating, I mean, just look at it. Just look at Ryan Garcia said he was fighting Rolly. No? True or false? A couple weeks ago, Ryan Garcia said he was fighting Rolly and tickets are finna go on sale. Is that true or false? I'm not asking if it turned out to be true. I'm asking if he said that. Did Ryan Garcia say he was fighting Rolly and more announcement was coming soon? True or false? Okay, true. He did say that and did post that. Less than 12 hours later, Rolly said, I'm fighting Esau Pitbull Cruz, Thurman Zoo card, and it got announced. And then I'm like, hey, Ryan, I thought you was fighting Rolly. And he was like, oh, somebody. So whatever is going on over there, it's a bad look, bro. Whatever, because it's just, you're, the number one way to not get what you want is to confuse the fans, period. People, like some people, they literally said this. They left me a comment, said they bought a round trip ticket to Vegas for this fight. And then the fight got announced for New York. And then Ryan saying he don't want it to be in New York. And nobody from the Zone or Golden Boy has said, hey, no, we talked to Ryan, everything's good, blah, blah, blah. They're supposed to be doing a press conference on Tuesday and Thursday. I mean, are we good? Like, everything good? Like, it's just, I don't know. I don't like that. It just is too up in the air. And then what's worse is, like I said, Ryan got this stigma of boy you cry wolf. So it's like, I mean, he's pulled out a fight before. So naturally people are going to lean into that. So I don't know why. I don't know why this is happening, but it's happening and it's not a good look. Ryan seems hell-bent on the fight being in Vegas. He said, who's in charge here? I'm done. My man, Mystery Machines, Eagles Army salute. He said he should have listened to Floyd. See, Eric Lopez said, I had my room booked. Then I canceled because the same thing happened to me. But imagine, okay, so imagine this. The people that booked for Vegas, then they said it was going to be in New York. I think it's going to be in New York still. But then Ryan saying, hey, it's not going to happen in New York. So if it somehow goes back to Vegas, then people are like, damn, why did I cancel my hotel? You know, or will the date get pushed around or moved around? See, it's just, to be honest, I've had regular jobs before I was doing this, of course, many moons ago, and it's insensitive and inconsiderate. Like, boxing keeps doing bullshit, and they act like people don't have families, livelihoods, jobs. Like, you could just request the whole month off. That's what they think. And not everyone's an entrepreneur where, like, we could just watch fights at whatever time. Like me, I've been blessed, I've been fortunate, so I can make my own schedule. But that wasn't always the case. You know what I mean? There would be a point in time in my life, full disclosure, where if I worked for other people, I would have had to request the time off. So it's just inconsiderate. I know my humble beginnings. It's inconsiderate when some people book rooms and there's cancellation fees, or book a flight and you can't get your money back and stuff. Like, is Golden Boy finna comp people who did that? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't like that. Hey, shout out to my boy. Shout out to Australia. What's up? What it do? Yeah, so I think boxing continues to, like, just kind of be disrespectful to the fans. You know, be disrespectful to the fans' time and stuff. Even like with bad decisions, like scorecards. I feel like I wasted my time watching a fight, like Teofimo's fight. Teofimo didn't beat Jermaine Ortiz. So I feel like I wasted my time even watching that just to see Jermaine Ortiz get robbed. You know what I mean? So boxing is notorious for wasting people's time. For sure. So as it sits, I'm guessing everything's still on for New York, but just the fact that Ryan Garcia, you know, created doubt is weird. You know what I mean? Weird. He's saying, and to me, it also stipulates that there's friction between De La Hoya, Golden Boy, and Ryan. They're not on the same wavelength. It's obvious. You got too much different information coming out from different people. Like Golden Boy is like, oh, Fights on from New York. Ryan not sounding like he liked New York. You see what I'm saying? It's just like, it feels remember, I said this. I said it feels disorganized. I was like, Haney Garcia feels disorganized. It feels like what it honestly feels like to me, my honest opinion. And I'm not talking about the quality of fight because I do think it's a good fight, but it feels disorganized. It feels like almost like you're trying to compete with Gervonta Davis so bad where you had to get you a banger and you rushed it. You rushed the process, right? Like when I was a kid, I was always in and out of the house playing games, grass stains, monkey bars. You know what I'm saying? I was an active kid or whatnot. And I would come into the house and my mom, sometimes I could smell she was cooking, right? Like, what's that, Mom? Mama, what's that? What you cooking? And I would smell something in the kitchen. And then sometimes you could tell something was in the oven. And sometimes she would have the light on the oven, like the stove light, so you could see into it. Sometimes it wouldn't be. And then when it wasn't on, when the light wasn't on, sometimes I would try to get curious and like go to open the oven to be nosy to see what she was cooking. And then she would always tell me no, like especially if she was like doing a cake, because my mom like old school, so she's like superstitious. And she said, well, I don't even know if it's a superstition. It might be real. But basically when you're baking the cake, if you keep checking on it and letting air in and like opening it, the cake will fall and the cake won't rise, right? So the point I'm making with this whole, simile is if you have a cake in the oven, give it the appropriate time to bake before you even check on it. Don't keep opening the oven. You know what I mean? Because then you can ruin the cake by prematurely doing that, right? And that's the same thing with making a fight. If you're making a blockbuster fight, square away all the business. Don't rush the process. Don't rush the process. Trust the process, right? And for me, it does feel like this Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia was a bit rushed. Maybe Golden Boy needed a big fight for DAZN, or, Devin wants to keep it rocking. He just beat Regis Prograis as a champion. He wants to keep the pay-per-view. Because, like, the Sandor, let's be real. His mandatory is Sandor or Martin. If Devin fought Sandor or Martin, that's not a pay-per-view fight. I mean, they could put it on pay-per-view, but it wouldn't be, like, a true pay-per-view where I can imagine it doing well. So, maybe they wanted to keep that trend of pay-per-view and they wanted to present a bigger fight. Cool. They got to pay Sandor Martin some step-aside money. Whoom. Same thing with Ryan. Maybe his, he feels he owed, like this is probably the quickest way of redemption for the Gervonta Davis loss for Ryan Garcia. You dig? You got knocked out. People said you quit. You beat Devin Haney. Now, I'm not saying you will, but I'm saying if you beat Devin Haney, you're kind of right back on track of where you were. So all will kind of be forgiven. So I think all parties have different motives here, but nonetheless, it just feels rushed, whatever it is, the whole experience. Like at this point, I truly, and I'm not even being funny. I'm not being facetious. I'm not casting a spell on the fight or, hoping the fight does bad. I wouldn't be surprised if there's more inconveniences. Like Ryan Garcia doesn't show up to the press conference on Tuesday or Thursday, or something weird happens at the press conference, or somebody pulls out, or somebody is injured. I really wouldn't. Or if the date gets moved. I'm not like, as far as I'm concerned, from what I've seen in the train wreck that I'm seeing so far, I would not be surprised if there's more obstacles, like anything. It seems so like incoming, more Ryan beefing with at the podium with his promoter, or De La Hoya saying stuff and B-Hop saying stuff, and then they sneak dissing and subbing each other. I just see it coming. I don't know what it's going to be, but I see it being something. Mystery Machines. This is probably Ryan's last fight with Golden Boy. I think he has a long contract, so I don't know. I don't know how that's going to work. You might see that. You might see Ryan try to, like, you promised me, and try to go the Canelo route and breach a contract, get out of. I don't know. I just see something weird happening. As Lee, what's up? I see something weird happening. It's not off to a good start. We'll just put it that way. You know, hopefully I'm wrong, but I when I start seeing weird stuff in boxing, I have no faith. I literally have no faith. Like, because you know what? I have too much knowledge in boxing to fall for the okie doke. You see what I'm saying? Shout out to my boy. That's my boy out here in the NorCal area, Sacramento area. I don't want to say your actual city because these weirdos, shout out to Dan the Boxing Man, these weirdos would be like, oh, that's where he lives. They still haven't announced the undercard for Haney versus Ryan. Shaking my head. See, this is what I'm saying. It's like, it feel weird. It just, PBC, literally, PBC is wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. We heard rumors, Keith Thurman. Actually, I don't even know if we heard rumors. Whatever. Rolly Pitbull, Keith Thurman got confirmed. Days later, I got an email, and in the email said, yo, press conference is next week. Next week, Keith Thurman, Zoo, they were there. Rolly, Pitbull, they were there. He said, yay. Yeah, shout out to Mystery Machines. Let's get it. That's how I think it should be, real surgical. Because to make a big fight, it takes, like, again, don't confuse this with, like, people speculating on Canelo's next fight. That's all. Canelo's not saying this stuff. Everyone's just guessing. Oh, he's fighting Crawford. He posted Omaha cards. Bro, I've seen it all. There's this game called Omaha High, and Canelo posted that he was playing it. And then people said he fighting Crawford because he playing game, like, because he playing a card game. Boxing literally has either low integrity people or it has, like, stupid people. Canelo is playing cards, and they think he's leaving clues that he's fighting Crawford. This is crazy, bro. So what if Canelo was playing Uno? He's fighting someone named Juno Uno. What if he was playing Old Maid or something? He gonna fight an old maid? I mean, this is stupid, bro. And we're talking about grown adult men, and they doing the most speculating. They said Gervonta's fighting Ricky Hatton's son. He fighting Abner Mares. He fighting the courts and the judge. They said he was on house arrest and he won't fight this year. They said he fighting Rayo. They said he fighting Frank Martin. Like, just chill. Everybody need to just sit down and chill and wait for some real stuff. Please. Moises, what's up? That's my dude. Shout out to him. It's just too much speculation going on in boxing. It's so aggravating. Shout out to Crunch Time 91. They rushed this fight. Now they struggling to put it together. I call it trying to keep up with Gervonta Davis. That's what I truly believe. I believe you have a lot of young talent and everybody wants that. See, what the difference is, Gervonta Davis, I'm telling you because I was there. You wasn't there. I'm there. I was there when Tank had one chain. I was there. Gervonta Davis and all the PBC superstars and the stars of PBC, from Errol Spence to Keith Thurman to Danny Garcia to Broner at the time to Wilder to Gervonta and Davis, Charlo brothers, they were built over the course of time. I remember watching Errol Spence on undercards. Like, he fought against a Nacho Beristain fighter. This dude, his name was Barrera, and he bloodied his nose and stuff. I watched Errol Spence come up and keep calling for the Keith Thurman fights, finally got the Kilbrook fight and never looked back. You see what I'm saying? That's how it went down. this feels rushed. I don't, like my man Dan is saying, we don't even know what the undercard is. Like, this is a big card. It's supposed to be a big card. We thought it was going to be on one coast, the West Coast. Then come to find out, it's really on the East Coast. And then everyone comes to grips, like, okay, it's going to be in New York, Barclays Center. That's a good venue. Let's go. Then Ryan is saying, I don't want it there. Like, what's going on? And then Dan the Boxing Man says, Elijah Garcia. Oh, I like watching him too. Carmel Moten, you know I like watching him too. Brian Mendoza, another good fighter. He said on the PBC podcast that he'll be on the March 30th undercard. Julio Cesar Martinez, all on non-pay-per-view portion of Thurman Zoo. Facts. And we know, of course, Rolly's fighting Pitbull Cruz. So, and they've already even announced the portion, like my man Dan the Boxing Man said, they've announced what parts you could watch on Amazon Prime, and they've already deciphered that. And they're starting to interview the fighters like Brian Mendoza. And if you look at PBC, they started posting Keith Thurman sparring. Keith Thurman's posting videos of him talking and shadow boxing. I haven't watched all of them, but I'm seeing it. They posted Rolly highlights. That's promotion. That's what's supposed to happen. You announce, and then you get to the promotional bag. Ryan Garcia, I mean, he's posted some pictures. Devin has posted some pictures and videos. We got probably 2 flyers from Golden Boy. Press conference next week. That's good. But just the confusion about, Ryan not preferring the East Coast, this is really weird. I never seen that. I don't remember time. Man, my man Soaked has a way with words. He said a professional rollout. That's all we're asking for. As boxing fans, as boxing media, you got to understand, people have jobs, people have lives. Like, boxing is amazing. Boxing has changed my life, but just roll it out the right way. And that's why I say you shouldn't rush it. You should trust the process. Don't rush the process. That's straight up. That makes the most sense to me. So if you weren't ready for the Super Bowl, I get it. Everybody wants, some calamity and some pushing and things for the Super Bowl. But from what I'm seeing, it doesn't look like it was truly, truly ready to be announced at the Super Bowl, because notice it was like this: Super Bowl, and Devin pushed it, or Ryan pushed him and all that. And then we didn't hear really nothing until this week. And then they start sending the emails that they're doing the press conference. People are like, cool. Today they came out with a flyer. Cool. And then Ryan, threw a monkey wrench in it with his comments. Because the Super Bowl is a couple weeks at this point. Hey, make sure y'all get the likes up. Hey, I'm so mad at 76 Mark. That's my guy. Salute, Eagles Army. I'm so mad at his comment, bro. This man is a maniac. He is a menace. The man said, meanwhile, Ryan is giving tutorials on putting lotion in his hair. That is funny. That is funny. Bro, he really did. He put the shea butter, Jergens or whatever in his hair. That's funny. Bro, I'm telling you, the rollout, it just seemed weird. No undercard. Spacing in between. And then, there's 9 weeks for the fight. 9 weeks. They're going to have to get it together. But it don't seem like Ryan and Golden Boy see eye to eye anymore. That's just what it is. Oh, let's talk about this. How come some of y'all, I know some of y'all got to be racist. Let's just be real. Some of y'all is racist. Come on, you can tell us. You racist? If you a racist boxing fan, say I. Just come out clean. Because how come when anything weird or negative happens, y'all always bring up somebody black? Every single time. Like Canelo ducking out of Benavidez. And I would talk about Canelo Benavidez, right? Oh, but Tank. I'm like, what does Tank got to do with the Benavidez fight? Bro, I promise you, every single time anything negative happens in boxing, a black person gets brought up. If you talk about Canelo, why is he not fighting Benavidez? Why does he want to fight? They'll be like, oh, but Tank, you didn't say this for Floyd. What? What does Floyd have to do with this? What does Tank have to do with this? Or even Ryan. Ryan, everybody was okay. Like the fights happened in New York. Ryan came out and said, I wanted to fight. This is a Vegas fight. They say he went on a jog with Floyd. What does Floyd have to do with everything? So anytime Ryan does anything weird, it's because he went on a jog with Floyd. It's weird. Bro, I promise you they're attributing Ryan's iffy behavior with but Floyd, Ryan must have went on a jog with Floyd. What is Floyd? Probably like getting a massage from a half-naked chick and dudes just randomly in the comments, but Floyd told Ryan not to fight on the East Coast. Like, why everything got to be Floyd? But Mayweather. It's really weird. Dan the Boxing Man. Hopefully Golden Boy stacks the card. They signed Charles Conwell, Jose Ramirez, and Barboza. They need to at least put one of them on the card. I bet they put Beck the Bully on the card. Facts. Yeah. He said the Timu shoulder roll, they're going to blame Floyd because Ryan did that. They be like, oh, look at Floyd told him to do that. Derek James told him to do that. Why is it always got to be a nooker? Please let me know why a nooker is responsible for all this stuff. Like, and I feel like I know there's racists everywhere, but this has got to be boxing. Like, if you're like, man, you know, that Channing Tatum movie wasn't good, but Sidney Poitier, but Will Smith, like, bro, listen to what I'm saying. Imagine if every industry acted like these boxing people. Like you go to critique a Tom Cruise movie and they start bringing up black actors. Like I'm talking about Tom Cruise joint. I didn't like the movie. I'm like, man, Tom Cruise, I really didn't like that. But Will Smith, but Denzel. What about Denzel? What does Denzel Washington have to do with Tom Cruise movie or whoever? If I didn't like Tom Cruise's movie, I'm going to tell you I didn't like Tom Cruise's movie. What are you bringing up Denzel for? But Marlon Wayans. That's exactly what boxing fans do every single time without a shadow of a doubt. But Floyd. But what about Tank? Like, what about them? Why are we even talking about them? And then when I bring up Tank when it actually matters, then they say, oh, yeah, Ego, you love Tank. You love Tank. You riding Tank. He said, but Obama did it. Man, but nah, I ain't watching the Nakatani. Nah, I'm out. I ain't watching that. I got some other stuff to do. Nah, I'm not watching that. I don't even know what time like, bro, I'm in the West Coast, so it's like y'all be wanting me to watch Juntao at 3 a.m. Like, I can't do that because I get so much done in the day. I'm not messing up my schedule for Juntao. Like, I refuse. Because if I stay up to watch, like, Tenshin Nasakawa or whatever in Juntao, then my whole sleep schedule all messed up. And I did that to watch. Nah, I'm not doing that, bro. It's at 1 a.m.? Nah, I ain't watching. Like, bro, boxing is tripping. Like, they got these Saudi Arabia fights, and they become so look, to be a boxing fan, they want you to stay up till 1, 2, 3. You gotta watch Juntao and Inoue. He fighting Inoue finna fight at 3 a.m. But then the Saudi oil tycoons, they trying to have a play at boxing. So then Tyson Fury, Usyk, Joshua Ngannou, I got to watch that about noon, 1 p.m., 2, 3. And then real fights, like normal fights, 8 p.m. Top Rank been doing some cards that stay on till like 11 at night. Like, Bro, boxing getting crazy. You got to stay up like a meth head to watch some boxing. What? You got to be a fiend. You got to stay up for 24 hours, Breaking Bad, to watch damn boxing now. Some of the fight, DAZN, they doing fights at 3 a.m. Like, it's too much. I'm just going to go for the heavy hitters. They said Saudi is saving boxing, but all they have done is put Ngannou Fury on pay-per-view and Wilder, AJ on the same card, but not against each other. Facts. They said Saudi saving boxing, and they did a whole Tombstone commercial with Wyatt Earp and Usyk and Tyson Fury and Doc Holliday, and then 2 days later, Tyson Fury pulled out. You can't make, bro. You can't. They did a Tombstone commercial. I'm your Huckleberry, and they was riding the horses. Bro, I swear I'm on everything I love. Bro, they did a Tombstone Western John Wayne type commercial, and there was horseback riding and pew pew and handkerchiefs and all this stuff. And then 2 days later, Fury pulled out. That's only one. And he pulled out with a cut. And the cut looked like CGI. Oh, man, whatever. Tyson Fury tripping. Bro, they put a $20 million fine on if somebody else pull out. That's what I'm talking about. Shout out to Saudi for that. That's genius. Find this man, because Fury be playing too many games, bro. Make him pay $20 million. That's what I'm talking. They like, bro. They need that throughout. Like, shout out to the Saudis. We need to steal that. Put Ryan Garcia, if you pull out of the Devin fight, $20 million. Like, I want to see these fighters pay. I don't want to see no more pullouts. Bro, if Ryan pull out, Devin pull out, 20 mil. Let's do it like that. He says steroid tactics. Y'all funny. Bro, no, we need to pay. Like, at the very least, they need to take a Maury lie detector test or something. Because these dudes be pulling out of fights and they don't really... Like, remember Teofimo said he had the Rona? And then him and his wifey at the time, they was in Italy. Like, you in Italy with the Rona? They let you fly? I'm like, come on, bro. He said, I see Ryan pulling out. What you gonna see? Hey, get the likes up. Let's go. Man, listen, the thing with the Saudi thing is this. It's not, if you don't stage boxing at prime time in the US, it's never gonna pick up, because it doesn't even work like that. People, even if you were a banker, if you had banker hours, that's typically like a 9 to 5 job, 10 to 6 type of job. You had banker hours, you still wouldn't be able to watch Fury. Fury be fighting like Usyk at 1:32 Western, Pacific Standard Time. You can't make that a thing and expect it to catch in America. Not everyone, like, what is everyone homeless? People have jobs. They're not going to be able to watch. I do whatever I want because I'm boxing ego, but I'm a rare breed. Not everyone can. People have jobs and picking up their kids and stuff. They can't necessarily watch maybe on your phone or something like that. But I'm talking about like watch it, have a fight party. Who gonna have a fight party at 2 p.m. to watch Fury versus Usyk? How many of your friends can on a random Saturday, can be at your place at 2 from 11 when the card starts, 11 to 2 or 3? You know what I mean? Like, my man said, Ego, my dude, fights in Vegas hit different. Absolutely. You know what I like about Vegas fights? There's mad stuff to do right after because you on the strip. You on the strip. Y'all can't hear me? Y'all can't hear me no more? He said it went to interlude. What's happening? Oh, I don't know what happened. He said he couldn't hear me no more. It looked good on my end. I don't know. Me. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Everything looked good over here. Yeah, we're gonna see. We're gonna see what happens with the Devin. I mean, I'm definitely curious about this press conference. I'm definitely curious about that. On a percentage scale, what percentage chance do you give Ryan Garcia, if any? Ryan Garcia defeating Devin Haney, what percentage do you give him? Let's say the fight happens as intended, April 20th. Name the percentage chance that Ryan has to beat Devin Haney. 30? 25? T.O. for sure did 500K. Damn, 30, 25? Ryan finna go off on Oscar like Broner did. Leonard, shut that soft ass shit up. 76 Mark says, I think 50. Listen, shout out to 76 Mark. My honest opinion, Devin should be the favorite. But I think a lot of people are being disrespectful to Ryan Garcia. Like, I'm being true to life. Like, for real. I think because like I'm seeing people talking about Ryan have a 0% chance. Like, I'm seeing stuff like that. Like 10%. I think that's too disrespectful. I think this is a good fight. Listen, my thing is, the thing that makes any fight like this is going to be intriguing because Devin is clearly the superior tactical fighter for sure. But Ryan can match him in a couple departments. Size. Ryan looks half an inch taller maybe. So he has that. Reach, very close. Now you do have to hit your target. That's a thing. But I studied both fighters, and Devin, he did get rocked at the end of that sequence from Jorge Linares. So we've seen Devin can't get hurt. Even Jojo Diaz caught him with some authoritative punches. Now, I will say this. Devin has probably improved from those fights. But beyond that is Linares, what he did was smart. He caught Devin at the end of a combination. Ryan is not really a combination guy, but he has power. So Ryan's going to have to find creative ways to disguise it or just get that left hook off real quick. Like kind of like he did to Oscar Duarte, where it just came out of nowhere. But he's going to have to work on his combination punching. How many rounds you giving Ryan? I mean, I can't say. I got to see how I got to see further in the camp and stuff. I don't really, that's why I wait for my fight predictions a bit, because I want to see how they look in camp. Yeah. But here's the other thing that people are sleeping on. They fought 6 times as an amateur, and they both won 3 apiece. So I can't just say that only Devin Haney evolved from that time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that's fair. Like, is that what y'all believe? Y'all believe that only, so they last fought, let's say when they were 17 or something. So in 10 years, only one guy evolved? Like, I don't really buy that. So I think this is a great fight. I think it's a great fight. I like it. Machiavelli, what's up? They both are saying their styles are the same. I mean, I think most fighters' styles kind of the same from the amateurs. But okay, was Ryan a millionaire when Devin and Ryan fought? No. Life changes though. You see what I'm saying? So like just the fact that someone has money and, confidence, these types of things, can change, can like develop you as a man. You know what I mean? Like you're well off, you've had some experiences. And like another thing that Ryan Garcia has going for himself, he's already taken the loss. So I would hope he's taking this fight seriously, because you finna take another loss if you're not. You know what I mean? So the fact that he lost gives him a chance to regroup and, to have went through that, whatever he felt at that. If he cares, if he doesn't care, whatever, he actually lost. I'm going to wait till closer to the fight because I got to see some stuff. But right now it's Devin Haney. Right now, Devin Haney is looking like safe money. He looks very focused. He's the better skilled guy. But I'm being serious. Like, I need to see how the training camp develops, because I think people are sleeping on Ryan Garcia. Even though I'm favoring Devin at the moment, I think people are sleeping on Ryan Garcia. Like, you have to understand, Ryan Garcia has actual power. Like, I really think I don't think his power is hype. Now, can he get that off? I don't know. We're gonna have to wait and see. Haney looks way better at 140. True, but here's the thing. I'm not even trying to roast. I'm being fun. I'm not being funny. Regis looked terrible, bro. He looked like he had 2 left feet, and he's short. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I just think it's styles make fights, so I think it's just way. I like this fight better. Like, I didn't really see Regis Prograis beating Devin. Not to say I see Ryan beating him, but Ryan at least has size, reach, almost equivalent reach and speed and explosiveness. And I think his power is for real. Like, where he can test Devin's chin. But it's just him and Derek James, whatever they draw up, and how he can try to get that power out. Who knocked Lomachenko out? I ain't saying nothing about Loma getting knocked out. Mr. Machines, let's get it. Dev was looking hella drained his last 2 fights at 35. He was. He absolutely did. Ryan has power. It's under Tank Davis's, but above Rolly. Rolly got a lot of power. I don't know. There's some good fights, because I think Rolly Pitbull, that's a great fight too. Rolly and Ryan look more tentative in the ring after they got stopped by Tank. Rolly looked scared to get hit against Barroso, and Ryan tried being more defensive than usual against Duarte. I mean, that's fair. But see, the only thing that makes me question is that Barroso, I think he just got cracks though. I think he got power, and I don't feel like that's kind of a hard fight for me to gauge for Rolly, because I think this dude just got like old man cracks. You see what I'm saying? So he did look tentative in that fight, and I know it's controversy, but if he would have fought somebody like a Yijit or something like that, maybe he looks true to form. That Barroso is just dangerous. Like, you seen what he did to O'Hara Davies. So I just think Barroso, that's just a bad style. They should have put him in like maybe a little bit softer. So I can't with Rolly, I can't say he was tentative, but I can't say because he didn't fight like some scrub. You know what I'm saying? He fought someone with some real legit power. Barroso just got that old man strength. Barroso wife got murdered, if I'm not mistaken. He's just a tough SOB. Barroso, to my understanding, I believe he's from Venezuela. He was at a weigh-in, and then he found out his wife got murdered, and he still fought the next day. So I don't know. I got to give Rolly a little pass on that one. This is just a tough SOB. Bro, his wife got murdered, and then he fought, or his girlfriend or whatever it was. She got murdered, and then Barroso still fought. Like, most people would pull out the fight, I would assume. Barroso, he just might be on some, like, you know what I'm saying? He just a savage. Because I can't imagine a lot of people would fight under that same condition. Barroso with that old man strength. Davis got ran through, Davies or whatever. First USA debut. They had him speaking Spanish, and he got ran through. I remember Ryan Garcia knocked out Romero Duno in round 1, and he didn't know where he was. Frank Martin took some rounds. His power is legit. Facts. Ryan really, I think his power is legit. And see, you know what the hidden gem of Devin Haney and Ryan is? I mean, unless you know, Ryan is just like gonna sell out and he just wants a big paycheck and he's not gonna try. But the reality is, from what I've seen, Ken Sims and Barroso, that's a dope fight. I think Ryan feels, whether he's right or not, I think he thinks he can beat Devin Haney because of the amateurs. Now, maybe Devin's evolved so much where that's not the case, but I think Ryan truly thinks he could beat Devin Haney. Like, because you have to understand this. When Ryan was fighting against Gervonta Davis, all they had was social media back and forth banter. Like, they were talking about, oh, I want to spar you, meet me at the gym, and it was just back and forth. I don't even know how many times they were like face to face with each other prior to the fight actually being announced. That's completely different when you feel you know somebody. You see what I'm saying? Like, so Ryan fighting Gervonta Davis and calling him out, saying he was going to knock him out in 2. He had never felt Tank's power. He's never sparred with them. When you spar with the guy, you at least have some feel for what they have to offer. Now, some people step it up another notch under the bright lights. But, like, even look at Denny Jacobs versus Sergey Deryevchenko. That was a close fight, but it was a close fight because they were both in Andre Rozier's gym, and they had, like, hundreds of rounds together. So anytime somebody feels they know you or they do know you, I feel like those are some tougher fights for people because you know little quirks. Like, even though Manny Pacquiao and Marquez weren't sparring, they had too many rounds together. That's how Marquez knocked him out in that 4th fight, because he knew how Pacquiao fights. Like, you shared the ring for 36 rounds or whatever, 3 other fights. By the 4th fight, he knew Pacquiao did that stupid I want to did that stutter step, and when he did the stutter step, he knew he was going to leap in, and Marquez was, and just leaned him. You pick up on little stuff like that notice Marquez didn't do that in the first fight. Marquez got dropped like 3 times in the first round in the first fight, because Pacquiao probably was just like, when you first fight Pacquiao, this your first time. You ain't never been in there with cuz. So Marquez got dropped. He almost got stopped in the first round of the first fight. But by the 4th fight, he knocked out Pacquiao because he found little quirks about Pacquiao and how he would feint and move and stuff. Same thing with Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman was like, oh, Pacquiao got T-Rex arm. And he was doing all that. But then he found out the hard way when he got in there with Pacquiao in that first round. Pacquiao was faster, could close distance better than you thought. And then Thurman felt like this. He felt like straight back. So, yeah, when you know a guy, it's a little bit different. Marquez is one of my favorites. Shout out to Jesse Carl. Anyway, stay tuned on the channel for more heat. Appreciate y'all rocking with me. I got more videos I'll be dropping. My next video will be out shortly. So if y'all up, come back to the channel about 30 minutes. I'll put out my next video. Till that next one. Peace.